Today I want to take you on a little journey and experiment with me. I'll explain what that is here in just a second. But this starts last June, the day before we were leaving to go north. We did leave to go north up into Canada for 3 months. Our Sleipner SR80 bow thruster, 12-volt DC, stopped working. And we decided we're fine. You know what, maybe it'll actually be better because I'll commit to a plan that's not relying on the bow thruster. So it's fine, we did great when we got back. And then in the fall here, I took the bow thruster out, took it to Ballard Electric Company, where he diagnosed something he's never seen before, which is that all of the brushes cracked in half. One of them's literally cracked right in half, all the way through in 2 pieces. The other ones, you can see the cracks. As a result of that, they couldn't move against the commutator, and there was evidence of a lot of arcing. So he got it all cleaned up. We got new brushes in, commutator's all nice and clean. I'll show you that in a second. And I'm going to put it back in today. As a part of this process, I did a lot of reading. The Sleipner SR80 is supposed to be able to operate for 3 minutes continuously, but without overheating. I don't think we ever saw that level of performance. Second, in reading, I was looking at the battery bank that's up there on the bow thrusters, and there's 2 50 amp hour deep cycle, basically starter batteries. They're really nice batteries, but I think they're actually really only powered to run this thing for maybe 30 seconds, maybe 45 a minute, which usually you don't need. However, you know, this boat has a really light bow with a high freeboard, and if you're docking, trying to back into a slip, or docking just the way you want and the wind's not there, you really need that. Otherwise, it's darn near impossible. And we've definitely, going to Port Townsend, Hudson Marine Park, for example, had to change our docking plan because the bow thruster went out and couldn't go against the 15 knots of wind that were trying to blow the bow out as we reversed into a slip. If you know you don't have the bow thruster, go bow in, make it happen, and you'll have a great time. But, this equipment's in here, and I want it to work great. So we're going to do an experiment. I'm going to get this reinstalled. I'm going to run it for 30 seconds or a minute, monitoring the voltage, because I think what's happening is we're basically drawing those batteries down. They can't actually do it for more than 30 seconds or a minute. And second, then I have 2 new batteries with about double the cold cranking amps of the ones that are in here. And I'm expecting we're going to see a lot better performance. Okay, show you the cleaned up motor, and then we'll get it installed. Okay, so we've got all new brushes installed. They're on springs. We'll zoom in. They're pushed up against the commutator, which is spinning. And what happened here is ours got stuck, probably because they cracked. Why they cracked, TBD. But this used to be all black, evidence of arcing. So when it arcs, at some point the gap gets too big. It can't actually power anymore. But anyhow, it shouldn't be black. There should be no arcing. It should be nice, clean copper like this. So we're ready. We're ready to go get this reinstalled. And this is not that light, and it's kind of awkward. Remember this being a lot easier to just pull out. Shoot, almost lost it there. Elbows propped. There we go. Now what? There we are. Okay. Now I gotta get keyhole lined up. Can't see. There we are. All right. Whew. This white stuff is tough gel. You have to do pretty much anytime you've got dissimilar metals. Commonly we're talking like aluminum housings and stainless steel screws. There we go. One of the fun parts of this project is I've got to re-bolt this thing back in with a precise torque setting. So I took this opportunity to actually get a proper torque wrench. I've never had one. Seems kind of silly given the amount of stuff I like to play with. But now I do. So I could torque those to the proper spec, torque the battery terminals back onto the proper spec, and yeah, profesh sesh. Alright, I got the engine on. I got volt testing across the motor. I'm going to go up to the bow, turn the bow thruster on. You'll see, you might hear it go down. Then I'm going to run it for 30 seconds and then come back and check out what happened to the voltage. It's 30 seconds. Give it a second to turn on. Okay, let's give it one pulse to starboard just to check it. Definitely clicked on, boat spins. I'm gonna give it 5 seconds. 5, 4, we'll start at 45. 3, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Okay, it ran for 40 seconds. Okay, I'm back down here. But you can see the charging voltage is now 13.3. And I need to look at the video to see what actually happened. I'm starting to take the batteries out. I didn't film. I already got the port side one out. I got this one all disconnected. I started playing with my label maker. Oh, preview, planning ahead here. We'll see what comes in the future, I'll show you. But for today, just gonna get these batteries in, get them charged up. Let me film this one, because there's kind of a fun part. It's the fun part, you might ask. Well, we'll see. Not that part. The fun part is, you know, put in these brackets smart so the battery can't slide. But they always glue everything. But I had a handy little tool with me. Done. Alright, let's go get the other batteries to get them in here. So, this might hurt a little bit. I don't know how to do this. Well, you don't know what you're doing, just start. Okay, I got them in, got things hooked up. They were at 12.7 something when I first put them in. I got the charger going, so now we're at 14.09.1. I am going to get some lunch and let this charge. When we come back, we'll do the same test. The same test as before. Got all sweaty doing that. So just like last time, I'm gonna start the bow thruster. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's an error. I think the fuse, let me show you. There's this really big, like 400 amp breaker, which is interesting because the thing's supposed to draw 500 amps. There's a nice big breaker here that I think I closed accidentally and I didn't reopen it. So, let's do this. Yep, that was it. Now it'll start. here we go. Okay, we got solid green. Let's give her a little tick to the right. Ooh. I don't know if that's different or not. I mean, I want it to be. All right, let's try this. Hold it nice and solid. 30 seconds starting now. About halfway. Let's see. Turbulence. 10 more seconds will be 35. Might as well do it. Still going strong. 35. Shut down. All right. Turn this off. All right. Let's go see our video, and you'll see it if I see it in real time. Let's go see. I got everything tidied up, but I just wanted to maybe have some concluding thoughts here. Overall, pretty pleased with that little test. The new batteries, even running the motor for 30 seconds straight, stayed right around 10.4 volts under load. 10.5 is what Sleipner recommends to prevent any damage. The original batteries immediately, just upon touching, went to 9.2, 9.3. If you held them for 30 seconds, they were down to 9.1. They're 5 years old. I suspect they've always kind of dropped immediately to that 9.3 volts, just because instantly that's right where they go. Sleipner's manual says you should stay above 10.5 to prevent damage, and that's what they spec the thrust rating is at 10.5 volts when they say the SE80 gives 80 pounds of thrust. So yeah, all in, all tidied up, all buttoned down, and then in preparation for some things to come, I installed a little DC charger there. You'll have to come see. There's a big project in my future, and this was step one, to get the bow thruster back in, get these batteries updated. Excited that that test seemed to work, and I think this thing will perform well when we need to dock in 15, 20, heck, 30 knots of wind. Before, it was a little sporty. I mean, it worked great, but if you didn't get docked by the time the bow thruster went out, I don't know if it was overheating or if we actually ran out of voltage from those batteries. It could have been either one. They're related. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully it was helpful. And if you want to upgrade your batteries, do it!